Is there music playing in the background? Why does it sound like I'm on like an ASMR adventure? Oh, okay. Hi, Ferds. Good morning. See, I have my breakfast here as well. All right. Here's some more. Oh, you ate rice for breakfast. I can't. If I eat rice for breakfast, I'll fall asleep. Can't do that. But I eat rice for dessert though. I eat rice for dessert. It is one of my favorite desserts actually. It's rice wine. But I like it with like the bits of rice inside. For me, I can't eat porridge in the morning. I cannot eat noodles in the morning. If not, the rest of the day is gonna be very bloop. I'm gonna be like out of it for the rest of the day. So like what I'm eating right now, because actually we will be going live from all the way to from 11:30, um, all the way to 5:30. So it's a full day for me. If I eat rice in the morning, I bet you, I will conk up before like 12. What? What do you mean what? Like as in like, oh wow, we're so like we're doing live for so long. Is that what you mean? Or like because usually that reaction that you're giving is people's reaction when I say, "Oh, I eat rice with dessert," and then people are like, "Huh?" Yeah, we do have very long lives. And there's always, sorry, something in my eye. There's always one day of the week where we do such long lives until 5:30. Yeah, until 5:30, and then who's doing 5:30 live today? Is there anyone doing 5:30 live? Yeah, nobody else is doing afterwards, right? Oh, okay, it's just me. Usually there will be someone carrying on after 5:30, but not on weekends. So it would be like Teacher Yahweh or Teacher Mitsuko. I'm waiting for more people to join. What did everyone have for breakfast? I need some healthy inspo. I don't know how many of you are doing this. And I'm trying to eat cleaner these days because I realized I don't know what it is that I've been eating or what has changed, but I realized that something has been giving me a bloat. Like makes my face too chubby, okay? And I know I'm not naturally like, you know, chubby because there are some times where, it's just okay. So I know it is a bloat of some sort. Same, yeah, exactly. But I can't figure out what it is. I can't figure out what it is that like is giving me a bloat because it is showing on like my face as well. So it's already quite bad. I can never eat healthy, so expensive. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can just be fresh, like fresh vegetables, a boiled egg. There is something they call like a Tiffany's plate. I saw it on TikTok. I don't know how effective it is, but apparently it's supposed to help people with bloating as well. Um, and I also know that it's bloating because I think a lot of you guys know that I go to see a TCM, and after I had the TCM medicine, the bloat went away. So like after I have the medicine, the bloat goes away. But sometimes in like the mornings and afternoons, I get a bit of a bloat. But I think that's normal. I don't know. I should check it out later. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on because I feel like it's not only a bloat. it is also very, when you're bloated, you also feel very tired and lack of energy at the same time. So it's like, for students, it might affect your studies as well. And I have seen like things online where people are saying like, oh, after I ate like more healthily, I exercise more, I feel more, I feel awake. And I'm like, so it could be my diet. I don't know. I snack a lot. I snack a lot, so that might be a big issue. It could be a big issue. I don't know. I I love chips, so that's an issue. That is an issue. So right now I'm trying to eat healthy, and this is what do they call it? It's a bun made of black sesame and red dates and I think red bean as well. So it's healthy, and I don't get tired. I've not eaten snacks in a long time. I could never. I could absolutely never. For me, as soon as I start work, I feel like snacking. Okay? The only reason why you guys don't see me snack on lives is because when I start eating, I cannot talk. Yeah, I don't know. So, um, I think aside, if I wasn't so stressed in when I was in school, I would have gotten a lot slimmer. I snack a lot, but also in Singapore, snacks are super expensive. So, yeah, so it is one way to like keep me in check and make sure I don't eat too much. Yeah. All right. So okay, let's take a look at this holiday program. All right. So we have 37 people sitting here. Wow. And I bet the 37 people came in for the holiday program, not just to hear me like nom right here. Okay. And for those who just came in, my setup today is my black sesame bun, my massive tumbler. I don't know if you guys can see it here. Yeah, massive tumbler. Okay. Okay, and a mic, my phone, iPad, computer. All right. Full setup today. Full setup today. Oh, I forgot my mints. My mints are in my bag. Well, let's get out the mints. All right. So we have the daily mints that we cannot forget. We cannot forget this one. All right. Okay. It's the OG of all my lives. All right. Thank you so much for the likes, everyone. Thank you. 1.3 already? No way. No way. Referred, it's all you, isn't it? Thank you so much for the likes. All right. Okay, come on, guys. Let's begin. All right. So, um, I don't know how many of you guys are working today. Okay. How did you know? I can see. Okay. I don't know how many of you guys are working today. Okay, but okay, these are for the parents that maybe they are watching this when they're commuting to work. All right. I don't know. I don't know what you guys have as your schedule. All right. Um, Okay, so this is the holiday one day oral programs. Okay, we are super close to PSLE. It is it is a stressful period of time. Okay, I remember when my siblings were doing PSLE, when I was doing PSLE, how stressed out our parents were. So I can't imagine how, like, now that I'm a lot older, how, you know how I would view this as, parent, but definitely it is something that is super stressful, right? So it is definitely not something to overlook. All right, so for a holiday one day or a program, okay, it is an intensive crash course to make sure that kids are, now that the holidays are ending, they might not have as much time because let's face it, kids like to do homework last minute. All right, I did that too. Okay, and it is okay, it is the last it is an intensive course that we have prepared so that children can and students can get that last bit of boost before prelims. All right, of course you have your regular classes, of course you have your ebooks if you want some more resources, but this is one of the that effort that we're putting so that kids can have a last push, all right? Or for those who maybe missed out the June holiday programs because they were, going on holiday, all right? I wish I could go on holiday. I just know that Davi is gonna come in later and just says, Teacher Tia, why are you not in Japan? And I'm gonna say to her, I'm mentally in Japan. I'm mentally watching the capybaras live instead of having just Mochi sitting here on the desk. I'm watching the capybaras live. Ha ha ha. Yeah, exactly. I'm watching the capybaras live. You know the capybara onsen, the one with like, sorry, could be what? Oh yeah, it's capybara. I was so confused. I was like, what are you guys pointing about? I was like, but yeah. So you know that Japanese onsen that has like capybara swimming in it? Yeah, it's called Mother. It's called Mother. We are talking about like the different. Oh, okay, the capybara family. We have them here today. All right. I don't know if you guys can see. All right, thank you. Yeah, we have a whole family here. Moderator is like reviewing everything, reviewing all the different like uh families that we have here at wow. Stand up, no. Okay, like this. All right. Whoa, yeah. So we have the whole family here today. All right. But yes, okay, so this is a holiday program that we have prepared for parents and students, all right? Okay, for parents to elevate stress and for students to, have that last boost before PSLE or prelims, all right? Super close to prelims, actually. Actually, very, very close, okay? So, a bit of a recap what we had during the holiday program. Okay, we had a lot of courses for students of different levels, including primary six all the way to primary one, or I should say primary one to primary six, right? But yes, and then we also have right now the 1 day programs. Okay, that includes two different types. Number one being the intensive crash course and the one-to-one intensive coaching. Okay, personally, I based on my personal study methods, I would go for the one-to-one intensive coaching. Okay, for me, I've always attended group classes. I remember in primary six, I had one tuition for every subject. I remember in yeah, in primary school, and when I went to high school, when I went to middle school, I said I don't want any more tuition. Um, and my parents were like, okay, fine, fine, but you have to do well. And my math just wasn't making it, all right? So I decided that, you know what, I will have to go for tuition. And for the last minute, right before the exam, we decided to do a one-to-one tuition, and that actually helped me so much more than group classes, all right? So even as an extrovert, you would think that only introverts dislike group classes, but even as an extrovert, I don't know. I feel like one-to-one classes help me so much, right? So definitely for parents, no matter what kind of maybe your child's an introvert, maybe your child's an extrovert, there there are some benefits to one-to-one coaching. Okay, aside from the usual, full attention of the teacher, personalized feedback and stuff like that. All right, it might suit your child's learning style, who knows, all right? So it is something that your child has to figure out by themselves, right? So definitely, yeah, this is something that we have prepared, okay? I think you guys should be able to read this, all right? But of course, if you feel like, or your child feels like, you know what, I'd rather stay at home. I don't want to hear another person yap. I don't want to hear a teacher yap. I don't want to hear a teacher criticize. I just want to do practice on my own. I want something that I can revolve my entire practice around. We have something for you as well. Okay, we have put up an oral ebook. Okay, and it is not exactly like any other oral ebook. It is different from the materials you see in popular, the materials that you see online. All right, but it works. Okay, because we're working on not just the normal skills, but also finer skills that will actually help your child to be more convincing when they speak. Okay, it is a long-term improvement that we're looking at. All right, yeah, I will be going through the ebooks later. Okay, so for parents that are interested, do stay tuned. All right, but for now, let's talk about intensive crash course and the one-to-one intensive coaching. All right, let you guys take a look. We'll have another bite of my sesame bun. I just realized it probably sounds like ASMR because I have the mic right towards my mouth right now. Must be kind of funny. All right, let's take a look. All right. Now, this is a PSLE oral intensive crash course, and it is I want to eat, but I only have plain rice and no other dishes at home. Honestly, for me, I would eat plain rice and kimchi, and that will be it. That could be it for me. Actually, you know what? Plain rice and no other dishes. Do you have a pot and pan? Do you have like sauces and everything? You should try like the online recipe. What is it called? It's a Korean recipe where you cook rice, you put soy sauce inside, and then you beat an egg inside and you just fry it. And they call it like egg fried rice. Apparently, it's super good. I can't cook. No, it's super easy. Trust me, trust me. I can't cook either. I can fry, but I cannot bake. I cannot cook. All right. So trust me, it is easy. You can just put soy sauce, rice, egg. I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's it. And like spring onions if there you have that. All right. And apparently, it is super good. It is comfort food. I don't know how true that is. My pots are too dangerous to use. Oh wow. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That is a very common parent thing to say when they don't want you in the kitchen. You only have rice. Go downstairs and buy like fish cake or something like that, and you have a full meal. I don't know. Love having ota and fish cake along with my rice. But I feel like that is usually eaten with coconut rice, right? It's coconut rice, right? I don't know. Okay, mind you, I'm also a very lazy person, so if I only have rice, even though I'm bad at cooking, I would rather cook than go downstairs to get food. Okay, I'm just that kind of person. Okay, I'm unfortunately just that kind of person. Yep. All right. But yes, okay, back to this course. All right. So all right, this intensive crash course, so real, definitely. Okay, so our PSLE crash course is designed specially for primary 5 and 6 students to provide targeted oral revision right before the oral exam and end of year examinations. All right, I always tell you guys, primary 5 is not too early to start. It is really not. Primary 5 is the best time to start. Okay, because primary 5s you're still watching your senior suffer. You still have like the leisure that you can still go to holidays when you feel like it. You can still, have fun when you feel like it, but then, you are also being introduced to the syllabus. So you're actually, by picking things up at primary 5, you're gaining the edge above your classmates, while still having that very, like, chill lifestyle, It's really the best time. Because for me personally, I get, um, I don't know what it's called, but I'm just gonna call it stress paralysis. So when I get stressed, I basically freeze up. I'm not able to do any work. Okay, so what is best for me is if I can manage to start things earlier than others. If I can start working on things earlier, whether it be like exams, whether it be coursework, it helps me so much. So for me to be able to start when I am very very chill. All right, but the downside for me is that I also procrastinate. So yeah, okay, but definitely for primary fives it is a great time to start. All right, it's a great time to start. All right, so what will your child gain? What will our students gain? All right, so the main things that we'll focus on will definitely be picture stimuli. Okay, so we want the students to be able to analyze the picture stimuli, and we want to teach them how to analyze um, the questions. All right, and to identify key details and predict potential oral question teams. All right, Sure, I join your live soon. I'm gonna watch a tutorial on how to cut an onion. I wish I could help you. I wish I could help you. You cut the heads off and then you peel it, and then after that you cut it in half and then you dice it. That is just alright. That is just the way I do it. Okay, might not be right. Might not be right. Alright. How to dice. Apparently you're supposed to hold it, you cut it, and then when it is like sliced thinly, you go in the opposite direction. I don't know. I'm not a chef. I'm really not a chef. I'm really not a chef. The last time I cooked pasta, I added too much cheese and it became a huge dollop of cheese. It was good. It was good, but I could feel like the calories. Do I need to wash the onion? No, you're peeling it already. You're peeling it already. You don't have to wash it. Teacher Jia's cooking show. Teacher Jia's cooking show. All right, but yes, all right. Yeah. All right, but yes, for students, all right, we will be also teaching students how to predict questions and teams. All right, these are all things that are actually super important because you are making sure that what you're studying is effective, right? You don't want to spend 90% of your time studying something that has only a 1% chance of coming out. That doesn't make sense, right? It's not wise to use your time that way, especially since we're so close to PSLE and prelims, you know. So definitely choose, really, of course you need to cover everything, but really put that focus on something that has a higher chance of coming out. All right. Ooh, eat your nose. All right, so for this, okay, we also want to teach your child or student, our students, structured frameworks for oral responses. All right, so we want to equip them with structured approaches for responding to oral questions. All right, so now this method is something that ensures that the answers are organized, coherent, and impactful. All right. Structure is something that can really go a long way, especially when you are trying to make a specific point. All right, so it is structure really does help you seem more engaging, informative, and maximizes the impact of whatever you're trying to say. Okay, this is a live lesson. All right, it is not only for the oral examination. All right, now, okay, we want to help students to express their ideas clearly. We want to also help them to practice with commonly tested oral topics. Okay, these are all things that we want students to be able to work on. Okay, so with our course, your child will have the opportunity to practice commonly tested oral topics and to refine responses and boost confidence. All right, so as I've mentioned so many times, as an established tuition center, Writers at Work, we have been here since 2012, right? That is 13.5 years, right? We're in June, right? 13.5 years. Well, actually, 13. Ooh. Still 13.5, all right? I'm not going to calculate this right now. But yes, okay. Yeah, 13.5 years is a really long time, okay? So our teachers, our staff, we have seen students through multiple PSLE sessions. We have marked scripts all the time, okay? We know the kind of questions. My eyes, the onion. Oh my goodness. Wear goggles. All right. Some questions are just more likely to come out, and we have the experience in seeing what kind are more likely to come out. Okay, we have all the resources. We have experience in, trend analysis. Good idea. All right, so it is definitely something that we will be knowledge that we will be putting into the course. All right, we will be giving your child will be giving our students a very comprehensive course that we have already built out based on what we think are more likely to come out. So we are doing that piece of work for you, so your child will be essentially learning from the most recommended materials, of course. All right, so okay, so we also again, our teachers, they have the experience. Okay, so students will be receiving guidance from our Writers at Work teachers. Okay, it is an intensive course, okay, and it is there to provide that boost your child might need to perform their best in the PSLE oral exam. All right, unfortunately, I hate saying this, but unfortunately, because of how close we are to prelims, because of we want to focus on specific students. Okay, we have limited slots available. Okay, so for students who are interested, please don't hesitate. All right, the slots might not be there the next time you going to sign up. All right, so definitely limited slots available. If you are interested, please sign up now. All right, you guys can see the QR code over here. Okay, you guys can sign up via the QR code. All right, or you could go to our website to take a look. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to WhatsApp us at 8404-9281, or you could just, type in the comment section. Okay, that's one of the best things about making a purchase on live, all right? Okay, but for students who are also looking for a bit more of a personalized guidance, maybe you feel like you're more behind than your peers or your teacher's saying that, okay? Or, maybe you feel like there's something specific that you want to work on that you don't want to, waste your time working on something that you're really very good at, all right? We have the PSLE Oral One-to-One Intensive Coaching Holiday Program. Okay, it is for focused individual coaching that is tailored to your child's needs. All right, so it is very attractive offer, I would say. Okay, I'll let you guys take a look at this. Again, bread time. Why is it so dark?
I think the lights are reaching here.
Oh, it's brightening up. Brightened up.
Because the camera is not focusing on you now. I think when you hold up your drinks, the camera focus on you.
Oh, I see. Now I look scary pale. And for some reason, my skin looks so glossy. It is not the way it. That is a lie. That is an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. My skin has been acting up. It's been having like little inflamed spots lately. The gloss is not real. The gloss is from the lights, guys. Alright? Okay, let's take a look at the one-to-one intensive coaching. Alright, let's take a look. Alright. Now, this is a focused 1-hour coaching session, and it is perfect for primary 5 and 6 students preparing for the PSLE oral exam or end of year oral exams. Okay, definitely would recommend this. Okay, to students who feel like they're a bit more behind, or they feel like at this moment of time they would like that personalized guidance from a writer's direct teacher. They would like that mentorship. Okay, they would like to work on something very specific. All right, so over here students will be receiving the guidance to practice on realistic oral exam scenarios based on the theme of their choice. All right, so students will be able to work on something specific that they feel like they need more help on. Okay, and get that personalized feedback. Hi, Chair, I'm back. What do you make? I'm so interested. Okay, but talking about food makes me hungry. I just had that sweet bun over there. Now I want something like savory. So after talking about like the egg fried rice, I'm like, ugh. Please tell me what you cooked. All right. All right, so over here, okay, what will your child gain? Okay, so we have 10 commonly tested PSLE oral themes to choose from. Okay, so there's a whole variation from topics like kindness, environment, all right, family, technology, arts. Okay, so your child will be able to practice highly relevant themes frequently tested in the PSLE oral exam. All right, nothing much, just use onion to mix with some sauce, and then the crunch goes, ooh, that sounds really yummy. That sounds really yummy. Actually, that sounds really good. I will try that. What kind of sauce do you use? Is it like oyster sauce and soy sauce? Ooh, the crunch. Okay, I'm scared of eating onions that are so crunchy. I love the crunch as well, but sweet sauce. Oh wow. Okay, that's not something I expected. I expected like oyster sauce and like soy sauce. I don't know. For me, I am very sensitive to spice, and when it comes to onions, they give insane kicks. They give insane kicks. Okay, they can make me cry. Right? Yes, but I will always have onions in my Subway. All right, but yes, all right, so for students, all right, let's go back to this. Okay, personalized one-to-one coaching. Okay, that is the main event here. All right, so with the one-to-one coaching, students will have the full attention of an experienced teacher, so you won't have to wait for someone else to finish. Okay, for people to ask answers that you already know. Okay, no, oh, then I don't think you should try this. I'm not. No, chill. Okay, I hate the only type of chili, anything like spicy, like a condiment that I would eat. Is kimchi a condiment? It's not a condiment, is it? But you get what I mean. The only kind of spice that I would eat is kimchi. Other than that, oh, and the chicken chili, the chicken rice chili in Singapore. Just those. Yeah, just those. Nothing else. Occasionally a bit of like sweet Thai chili sauce. Oh, that's good too though. And as well as like the um the typical soy sauce with chili patties soaked inside. Yeah, that kind. Actually do eat a lot of spice. One spice I'll never eat is black pepper. Hands down. My dad loves chicken rice chilies. Same. But it's good though. Alright. Okay, now realistic oral exam simulation. Okay, so your child essentially will be able to refine their answers and improve delivery and gain practical tips to boost confidence within an oral exam simulation. Okay, so what we always recommend students do, and this is something that helps students to increase confidence. It is something that also helps students to remove any possibilities of exam jitters. Is to familiarize themselves with the exam situation so well that when the day actually comes, you're not worried at all. All right. So when it comes to the exam simulation, this is something that you can do for all your exams. Okay. For English, you can do that for your compo. You can do that for paper two. You can do that for your oral exam. All right. Definitely, it is something that you can work with. Okay. I would say for the oral exam, it is extra helpful because, especially for students who are not very extroverted, students who are more introverted, it can be helpful to understand how to act, how to speak properly when you are in the face of an examiner, right? But definitely for everyone, it is so important to understand how an oral exam works because after all, it is not exactly the same as conversational speaking. Right? It's not like how I'm talking to a friend. I could say, "Yo, bro," and then these are not things that you can say to a teacher. All right. I still remember in high school we had an oral exam. It was so funny. We still joke about this. We had an oral exam, and I'm a lit student. Okay, I was a lit student, so we had to talk about pieces in our exam, right? But then what happened was that I had a friend who games a lot. Okay, I don't know. He uses a lot of very do you call it Gen Z language, or I don't know what you call that. But during the oral, the teacher asked him, "What do you think about the book?" And he answered very slay. That was an oral exam, by the way. Okay, so it is funny, but not so funny when you get back your results. All right, so definitely it is something to practice. It is something to practice. Yo, bro, exactly. You can't say that to a teacher, right? You're gonna get marked down. Okay, 200% marked down. All right. Okay, so definitely we want to make sure that students are fluent in what to do during the oral exam, all right, and also for them to be able to receive real time feedback and to learn those kind of proven oral techniques to structure responses clearly and confidently. Okay, structuring can really make or break whatever you're saying. All right. Okay, so it is so important. All right. Exclusive PSLE oral notes and model responses. This is something that we're really going all out. We want to give this to our students, right? Now we do sell similar notes in our ebooks, all right? But definitely it would be best for students to be able to also have the teaching of a teacher, all right? So the guidance of a teacher, so that they will be able to learn how to use these kind of materials the best way possible, right? Okay, when it comes to these notes, okay, it is really such a steal, okay, because we are also selling that, okay. It is gonna be a different price, but over here for this price, students will be able to get mentorship, guidance, and at the same time get similar notes, all right? So students will be able to take away a complete set of oral responses and vocab notes, okay? Oral responses are great for students who are unable to contextualize or properly understand what their teacher's comments are, okay? It is so easy for teachers to leave comments on the front of the page, but it might be a bit harder for students to actually understand what exactly do they mean. If the teacher says show not tell, what does that actually mean? What does show and tell look like, right? So that is the power of model responses, okay, because you get the chance to understand all of that, okay. And for the vocab notes, students will essentially have a pre-made vocab bank for them for their oral and compo exam, okay. So they won't have to spend time making it on their own. They can just go straight forward to revision, all right. Very, very valuable, very effective as well, all right. Okay, so definitely we want you to be able to provide your child with an edge in the PSLE oral. Okay, so we will be dishing out this one-to-one support. All right, and again, unfortunately, we can foresee that there is going to be a demand. All right, limited slots will be available. Unfortunately, okay, we do want to have our teachers more focused on the students who do sign up, and also we are also very close to prelims. Okay, so we are limiting slots. All right, for those who are looking for regular programs, all right, we have that as well. Okay, whether you be in primary 5, primary 6, or any other level, all right, so we have this regular program voucher, all right. It is a discount code of $50, all right. You can scan the QR code to take a look. Okay, candy of the day. I will start with an apple cinnamon. I had to close the bottle can right in front of the mic because I'm funny like that. All right. Hey, the oral answering technique, meet. Okay, this is something that we are prepared for students as well. Okay, but I'll leave the teachers to go through in more detail. All right. But definitely, these are all things that we will be teaching our students. All right, 8 commonly tested PSLE oral topics, effective picture stimulus analysis, okay, and also students will be getting a PSLE exam model responses in this format, and you guys can take a look. Okay, so you can click this to explore our holiday programs. All right, so again, QR code for anyone who missed it out just now. Okay, so these are the 10 commonly tested oral themes that students can choose from. All right, kindness, environment, sports and fitness, family neighborliness and community, education and learning, travel, food and nutrition, technology, performing arts. All right, and students will be receiving personalized and real-time feedback. All right. Okay. Okay, let you guys take a look. Okay. Okay, now why join us? All right, so we also do want to highlight. I know I highlight a lot that our students have done very well, and I always show you guys 2 full marks papers that we are really, really proud of. But I do want to highlight that it's not just some students that do this, or it's not just 2 students who are doing super well. our students are doing super well and our parents are super happy. All right, so these are some reviews to give you guys a better understanding of what people feel about our center and our curriculum. All right, so this is one of our long-term students. All right, you guys might recognize him. All right, he is essentially the mascot of Writers at Work. All right, okay, so you guys can take a look over here. Okay, this is what Royston says. All right, I have been with Writers at Work for over 5 years now. This is a testament to the caring teachers, innovative curriculum, and engaging lessons. WOW has taught me many examination techniques. Scare. If I had to only pick one, it would be scare. Okay, as it is a useful strategy that I use to organize my thoughts before presenting oral responses during my oral examinations. I benefited from the Writers at Work secondary program as I learned and conceptualized many structures aimed at all aspects of English paper to help me achieve better results. Okay, my Writers at Work teachers also taught me many life virtues, molding my character for many years ahead. Okay, so very, very positive over here. All right, definitely very, very positive. Okay, and then we have another one. All right, with Lim. Glad we found Writers at Work and are able to accommodate both my son's timing. My elder son is P6 this year and always had a very tight schedule for finding a fit. Okay, to send my both my sons to class has always been challenging. All right, Writers at Work is the only place that has a lot of timing to suit my son. I like the material and find that it is well balanced, unlike most centers that only focus on composition. All right. I find that the other paper is equally important. Thank you to the teachers and staff at Writers at Work. Okay, yes, it is true. I feel like a lot of centers they focus on composition because I always tell you guys that composition and oral are the ones that are the hardest to score. That I personally feel are the hardest exam. Okay, because when it comes to that, there is a higher level of subjectiveness. Okay, and a lot more areas where it is possible to make mistakes. All right, so it is definitely something that that every tuition center wants to really focus on. Okay, but it does not take away from the fact that paper 2 is also very, very important. Your oral exam is also very, very important. All right, so these are all things that we want to make sure our students understand, make sure our students learn. Okay, again, QR code for you guys. Okay, and then we will have this QR code as well. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys here for a bit, all right, to take a look at this, all right. let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, the PSLE Oral 1-to-1 intensive coaching. Okay, these are all that we have right now. Okay, you guys can scan the QR code to take a look. Okay, now I will be going through the ebooks that we have prepared. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so now I would like to extend this question out to parents. Okay, as well, I don't know how many parents are here watching. Okay, but I do want to ask you guys, do you know how many oral practices your child is doing in school? Okay, so now at this moment of time, consistency is vital. Okay, but it is not just all about consistency. Okay, the quality of your practice is also super important. All right, I always draw this. Oh, what happened to Mata? Okay, I always draw this comparison. Okay, that if you are doing a math paper, all right, and you are marking yourself with the wrong answer sheet, all right, no matter how many times you practice, no matter how many times you work with that assessment, you're not gonna end up doing well. Okay, it is the same logic that no matter if you are following the wrong concept, you're following the wrong syllabus, no matter how many times you practice, you will not do well in your final PSLE. Okay, so it is something to note. All right, now, okay, we do want to extend our resources out to students and parents. All right, so we are about to offer you something that can drastically change the direction of your child's learning. All right, so over here we have the PSLE more oral model responses ebook. Okay, it is now on sale. Okay, so this price that you see over here is not the final price. It is, okay, the original price. All right, there will be a coupon that I will show you guys later. Okay, do stay tuned. All right, this is not like any other model oral responses. All right, it is not like any other ebook where students are simply reading material. Okay, I went through this just now. Okay, in those kind of ebooks, students have nowhere to practice and nowhere to learn important tools such as emotive expressions and gestures. All right, now this ebook comes with 10 karaoke style videos. Okay, it is something that allows students to learn how to speak fluently and at the same time pick up gestures, pick up important emotions and emotive language that are suitable given the context of what you're saying. All right, so it helps students to refine the finer skills. All right. All right, 10 engaging oral responses videos. Okay, it is karaoke style. All right, and we will be giving students 18 plus free videos. All right, from the 2023 PSLE oral model responses, so to support students learning. So in total, students will be getting 28 videos. Okay, students will be getting 28 videos. Okay, so now I also understand, okay, that some parents might have some doubts, so I do want to take the chance to share some of the amazing improvements we have brought our students with the Writers at Work curriculum. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this. All right, there is really no better proof of effective education, okay, than success stories, student results, and parent testimonials. All right, so these are all things that we are super proud of. All right, so you guys can take a look over here. Okay, so over here both students have gained great results. Actually, you guys can see full marks. Okay, full marks is not something to ever overlook. Okay, full marks in composition is, I would say, it is very hard because when you're talking about composition, there are just so many different ways that things could go wrong. Okay, that's unfortunately the case. You could be marked down for grammar error. You could be marked down for spelling error. There's so many things that could go wrong. Or if your teacher's too, strict. All right. Sometimes you might even get comments as your storyline has not enough depth. Your lack of vocab, show not tell. Okay, these are all things that teachers can put in put in the comments and then mark you down. All right, so the fact that our students have been getting full marks is something that we are super proud of. Okay, but just to prove to you guys that it is not just one or two students that are doing super well. Okay, our curriculum works. All right, we will be sharing some statistics. All right, now Writers at Work is actually one of the top English tuition centers in Singapore. 90% of our PSLE cohort has since achieved AL 1 to 4, and 90% of our secondary school cohort 3 grades of improvement. Okay, so definitely a jump that we are very proud of. And over here, as an established tuition center, okay, so we have been here for quite some time. We have been here since 2012, all right, so that is 13.5 years. Okay, so parents and students can truly rest assured that we have all the resources needed for the success you desire. All right, so these are all things that we're super proud of, and we will not stop talking about it. All right, so especially the full marks, okay, we will, it is not something to overlook no matter how many times your child or for us as teachers, our students get these results, right? It's never something to overlook, because again, there are so many things that could go wrong in the oral exam. There are so many, not oral exam, the composition, right? So the fact that our students have been getting these results is something that we are truly proud of, right? Okay, now to also give everyone a better understanding of what they'll be purchasing in this ebook, okay, I will also be showing everyone some of the content as well as formats used within the PSLE oral model responses ebook. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, so this is an example of the questions in the ebook. Students can take a look. Okay, if you could choose, what time would you like school to start, and why? My answer is very, very simple. What do you guys think my answer is? Okay, I'll wait for someone to say something. What do you guys think my answer is? What do you guys think my answer is? Based on the vibes I give off, based on the kind of person that I seem to be. Okay, based on the kind of person I seem to be. I feel like that's a very dangerous question to ask. Well, let's take a look. You seem like an early bird. 1 p.m., 8 a.m. I don't know. I'm a night owl. I'm not an early bird. Mornings are my ultimate, my ultimate enemy. It's my mortal enemy. Mornings, I just cannot in the mornings. Um, in the mornings, no matter what anyone does, it feels like in my head it will be like the audacity of that person. Everything feels like an audacity. Okay, that is how it feels like to me in the mornings. All right, in the mornings, I am a night owl. The moment it hits 10 p.m., no, the moment it hits 11 p.m., I get productive. It's very, very inconvenient. It's very, very inconvenient. The moment it hits 11 p.m., I become super productive. All the way, I'm not even joking, all the way till 5 p.m. 5 a.m., sorry. All right, so yeah, it is very inconvenient, especially when you're doing a group project, you're working with someone as a student, all right? Not everyone has the same very wired lifestyle like you do. So yeah, it is very inconvenient. Um yeah, so I'm not very productive in the mornings, but when it comes to working at night, I can generate work. I can really generate the work. All right, so it is a very funny situation. Okay, but it's not convenient because cafes are not open. If you want to work in a cafe, you want to enjoy the vibes while working. Yeah, it doesn't work. But yeah, so my answer to this is, well, definitely school can't be starting at 11 p.m. Okay, so I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna say let's have school start at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. all the way to 10 p.m. All right, and I'll do homework all the way from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. That's my offer. I'm sliding it across the table to you guys. Okay, Riffords, what might your answer be if someone asked you this question? All right, what time would you choose? Homework at 11 p.m. Not gonna lie, when I was in school, I started. I did work at 11 p.m. I'm not even joking. Alright. 8 a.m. Seriously. I respect your answer, but I also understand that you're the reason why I have to wake up so early because a lot of people do better in the morning. Best time for you, really? You're meant for big things. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, this we have is the new syllabus PSLE scoring system. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, so you guys can see, right? Okay, yes, in 2024 it was 30 marks. Okay, and it was 15% overall, and now in 2025 we are at 40 marks, which is a 20% overall. Okay, so we have that jump of 5%. All right, and in 2024 we did posters, whereas in 2025 right now we will be doing photographs. All right, so there is that change, there is that difference over here. Okay, so yeah, it is definitely something to consider. We do talk more about this in our ebook, what you can do, okay, to support yourself in this situation. All right. Okay. Special price. This is the code that we have prepared. Special price. Okay. 44.90. Okay. This is after the discount of $5. All right. Okay. So definitely, if this is something you're interested in, do grab the code now. All right. And let's see what else we have. All right. What's included? Okay, this you're in for a treat. All right. Let me just adjust my screen. All right. So over here, okay, the PS. Oh, why is it zoomed in? All right, there we go. Okay, the PSLE oral exam rubrics. Again, we will be going through this in more detail inside. So there is that section for it. Okay, we will also be doing the PSLE oral vocab guide. Okay, so it's not just about what vocab you use, it's also about when and how you use the vocab. Okay, that is not talked about enough by teachers, by parents, by anyone. So definitely this is something that we would like to highlight. We would want to make sure that students understand exactly when they can use vocab and what kind of vocab to use where. All right, so these are all things that we want students to focus on. Okay, so the idea of this ebook is that we want to make it like a gamer's guide, like an ultimate guide. So by reading this book, you essentially have collated all the resources for yourself. All right, so that is something that we want. So for someone who is incredibly out of the loop, this would be a great option. All right, especially for parents who you guys want to help your child, but you feel like you're a bit behind, you guys don't know what to do. This is a great way. All right. Okay, and we also have the PSLE oral questions and suggested model responses. It's the 2024. Okay, so a lot of practice based on questions, real questions that came out. Okay, and how to use the PEL method in the PSLE oral examination. Okay, so methods, tips, and tricks. All right, 9 important PSLE tips. These are all things that students will get after making this purchase. All right, the price that you guys see here is not the final price, it is before discount. All right, so over here, what else do we have? We also have the mock 2025 PSLE oral and suggested model responses. Okay, I always tell you guys that when it comes to model responses, there is so much value in them. All right, because students can properly contextualize what is required of them, what is needed for them to do well. All right, so it is something to really consider. All right, and for the mock 2025 PSLE, it is a great and very very attractive component of this ebook because, like I said, we have 13.5 years of experience. You are not just buying material, you are buying experience and knowledge. All right, so over here, the idea of a mock exam is what questions are likely to come out, and what better tuition center to buy than us who has 13.5 years of experience. Okay, we have seen so many different PSLE exams. We've seen so many different PSLE students. We know what helps. We know what works. We also know what is likely to come out. Okay, so it is definitely something to consider. All right, and as an extra bonus, students will also be getting a 2023 PSLE oral and suggested model responses. Okay, so it is a comprehensive guide. It is supposed to give you everything you would need for the oral practice. All right, definitely something to consider. All right. Okay, what's included? You guys can take a look. This will be the rough format. All right. Okay, so this is the parent testimonials that we are so proud of. Right? So Felix Cole says that the teacher at Writers at Work is extremely passionate and dedicated in improving the English standards of our child. We encouraged my child into reading. The teacher brought along a few books of different genres to lend to my child. We're happy that our child has found the right genre and gained interest in reading. Thank you, Miss Afika. Okay, so this is a testimonial to suggest that, we are okay, we are supported by the parent community. They are parents who are super proud of what your child has achieved after attending us. Okay, so if students are a bit hesitant, okay, but what are your teachers like? Is it worth it to join a 1 day class? Are your teachers good? Are the teachers who are writing the coursework good? Is it worth it? These are the parent testimonials that we have been receiving. Okay, and then we have Mr. Sita, who said this is the first year that our P6 girl is attending the enrichment class of writers. So very patient and experienced teachers. Okay, my girl has improved in her writing and paper too. All right, so very, very positive. Okay, then we have Betty Lim. I highly recommend Writers at Work to those who need help with composition and writing. My eldest son scored from AL4 and P5 to AL2 in his PSLE results after joining for only 1 year. Right, so a massive jump, massive improvement. Okay, you guys have to understand that with tuition, 1 year is not that much. All right, you need to be consistent. Okay, in order to really see results. Okay, of course, maybe if of course it is possible to have an improvement within a few months. Okay, but definitely I would say it is unlikely to have a massive jump in improvement within 2 weeks. All right, so please do note that. All right, so we also have testimonial from Venus Huang. Okay, Venus Huang. All right, my kids have shown great improvements in their English language ever since they joined Writers at Work, and I'm glad that we found wow. Okay, so a lot of positivity over here. All right. Okay, now what do our teachers do to make sure that they are always, on top of everything? Syllabus change does happen quite a bit, and it is important that teachers are staying updated, right? So definitely, in terms of teachers, we want them to understand curriculum frameworks better. So we do often do a lesson preparation training. Okay, we want to teach them how to incorporate innovative teaching methods and to equip them with the confidence that they might need. All right, so these are all super important in terms of you know teacher performance. All right. Okay, explore our ebooks. Okay, should you guys have any questions, feel free to view our ebooks, take a look, and let us know if you have any questions. All right, I'm gonna give you guys like a few seconds so that you guys can scan this if you guys need. Okay, so we are currently at the end of this ebook. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna show you guys how to navigate to the link and make your purchase if you're interested. All right. Okay, so what we have over here, I'm watching the live alongside you guys. Okay, so you guys can see this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is you see this profile button that we have here with the Writers at Work logo. You can click on it, and this should pop up. Okay, now when you touch this, click the profile again. You see the profile picture, you click the green part again, it should bring you to our main page. Now when you see our main page, you can see when we're live, you can see whatever content we are creating, whether it is new updates on the holiday programs, or if it's just fun educational content, you can always take a look. All right, now, okay, I'm gonna scroll. You see the link in bio. If I were to click the Linktree link, okay, it should bring me here. Okay, you guys can see this. This is the Linktree page. You should click the third one. It's the ebook store. Okay, you can press and hold if it doesn't click open. Okay, and it shall bring you here. This is our ebook store. Okay, so definitely a lot of content that we have here. Okay, so a lot of different ebooks for primary school, for O levels. Okay, it is really up to you what you need. It is really up to you what you want to buy. All right, so definitely a very amazing option. Okay, synthesis and transformation. Okay, and then we have PSLE target practice. So these are all definitely quality. All right, but I will be going through a few questions with you guys so you guys can also have a better understanding of what's inside. All right, do let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay, to navigate back to the live, all you have to do is click this X button and scroll up, and then you should see this one, and you click in, and you'll be back in the live. All right, do let me know if you guys have any questions. All right. Okay, let's go through some questions. Okay, let's start from the top. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, question 11. Do let me know if you guys have any answers. Question 11, what might the answer be? Hi, Amin. Okay, let's see this. Okay, what might the answer be? Although he insists that he is innocent, all the evidence. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, let me take another candy. Right? Although introduces contrasting ideas. All right. So what we're going to do is directly put it down. Okay, the idea of synthesis and transformation is that we want to keep as much similar as possible. So we go from left to right. It's very close. Although he insists that he's innocent, all the evidence points to Tom as the culprit. That is technically not wrong, right? But let's try to go from left to right. All right, left to right. Tom insists that he's innocent. All right, there is nothing that we need to change there. So we try to keep Tom the same. All right. And over here, after we've written that down, it becomes a situation that we have to change him because we can't say Tom and Tom. All right, so we change it to him in the second sentence. All right, does that make sense? All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. She trained very hard for the tournament. She did not win. Sorry, what happened? Oh. Okay, so definitely you are correct. Great job. All right, so we try to change as little as possible over here. The zookeeper did not lock the gate. Deer escaped. All right, so how would we go about with had? Okay, let's see. Any answers? All right, let's take a look. Okay, great job. Okay, now had firstly is a conditional. So had, the main thing about had is that sometimes you would have to invert. Okay, so we're gonna change this to had. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is put this down. Had the zookeeper Right, so very, very close. Oh, had the zookeeper not locked the gate, okay, we are using locked, the deer would not have escaped, right? Okay, next question, 14. He did not submit the application on time. He missed the scholarship deadline. Okay, what might the answer be? I wonder, it's so gloomy. It's gonna rain. This rain makes me feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. Had he submitted the application on time, he would not have missed the scholarship opportunity. Okay, let's take a look. Had is a conditional. Okay, it's raining heavily here. Yeah, Singapore is pretty small, so when it rains in one place, it just, yeah. Honestly, but thank goodness Singapore isn't like other countries that once it rains it floods. It does sometimes, but it hasn't been that bad yet. The worst I've seen was when I was going to a cafe in Lavender with a friend, and what happened was that it flooded so bad that they closed off one entrance of the MRT station. That was like about the worst that I've ever seen in Singapore. All right. All right. Had he submitted? The pen isn't working properly today.
You try to put it back. Put it back.
I'll put it back.
And put it right.
Let me just rewrite this, okay? For some reason, it's just not, better for some reason. But maybe I'm so bad of a stylus, alright? Sorry, everyone. Had he submitted? I downloaded the app yesterday. Is it noise? No, it is not. It is squid. It is squid.
Yes.
It is squid. But I don't think it is like the app's problem though. I don't think it's the app's problem though. Okay, so conditional. Had he submitted the application on time, he would not have missed the scholarship opportunities. Okay, well, actually, it's opportunity. All right. Ali will go for breakfast training this afternoon unless it rains. Okay, if. How do you start that with if? Okay. If. Okay, now the trick over here is the word unless. Unless essentially means if not. Okay, so what we can understand if we rephrase this is Ali will go for basketball training this afternoon if it does not rain. Okay. That's correct. You're one of the few people to get it correct. Oh wow. Right? If it Oh, actually, if it does not, sorry, it is close. You're closer than most people. If it does not rain, okay? If it does not rain, Ali will go for basketball training this afternoon, alright? You will be late, you leave now. What might the answer be? Alright, so what is number 16? Right? So what we're going to do, Jared, why is my squid in Chinese, huh? As in like your downloaded app is in Chinese or like what you see me writing is in Chinese? Do you buy it from like a third party? Oh, your downloaded app. Do you get it from a third party? Okay, let's take a look. You will be late, you leave now. Okay, let's take a look. First things first, okay? It doesn't change the sentence any at all to put this down. This is the first one. Okay, so over here is you leave now. That is the answer. Okay, you leave now, you will be. Okay, you will be late if do not leave now. Okay, so that is the answer. All right. Okay, so if we are going to change leave to do not leave, okay, we are going to try to use do not leave instead of don't leave. Okay, if we were to use don't leave, it is a lot more informal. Okay, that's not what we want in SNT. Okay, so it is important to write do not. All right. Okay. Okay, now let's do number 17. Okay. As John is afraid of snakes, he refuses to go into the woods. All right, so out of his. Okay, this is important because in S&T sometimes they do ask you to use noun form. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a hint. Okay, out of his introduces. Okay, noun introduces cause. Introduce cause. All right. So that is important. That is important. That is so gloomy. Right, let's take a look. So out of his, John is afraid, out of his fear. That is great. Great job, Rafferts. Right? Out of his fear of snakes. Okay. John refuses. Sorry? I thought it's 1:30. Okay. Refuses to go into the woods. All right, so that is the answer. Okay, unfortunately, we will be ending the live right now for lunch. All right, we will be back at 2:15, right? 2:15. Okay, I will see you then. All right, I'll see you then. Okay, bye, Referts.